Even though it's not on the air, we are live. Welcome to my guests I have with me today. I have Laura, Brooke, and Jamie. I almost completely forgot your name. Bivouac Ciderworks here in San Diego. They're in the heart of North Park off 30th Street. We've been having a blast with them all week.
Partying all week long.
It's been an experience in cider because I do believe you guys have a very unique take on your ciders. They're fruit forward, without being overly sweet, with enough dryness to make you want to keep drinking. If you don't like ciders, this is your cider. Period. End of story. It's almost akin to wine with the accessibility of craft beer.
Absolutely.
I'm mind blown, and the fact that I don't know. I completely support the entire ethos of your brand. It's one of those lifestyle San Diego brands where if you live here, you understand that we like to be active. We also like to enjoy the finer things in life. California burritos being one of them. And the tacos. I couldn't even post anything on social media because there was nothing left on my plate before I realized I should have taken a picture.
Well, if 94.9 isn't treating you very well, I'm going to hire you because you've really been trained throughout this week. You've got the mantra down, and I feel like we've indoctrinated you to the Bivouac brand.
The problem is, I would just want to grab a sixer and then disappear up into the Sierra Nevadas for 3 or 4 days.
We
and then
support that entirely.
And then come back with check out where I was when I was drinking the Albright.
Our motto is embrace your adventure, and so anything you can come up with, we support it.
I'm definitely 100% into your guys' brand. Where other than your website, which has the finder on it, where the big stores we can find you? If we're just out shopping, how do I grab Bivouac when I see it?
You can find us in Total Wine, Whole Foods, Jensen's, Barron's, a ton of local bars and restaurants. We have great support in the community.
And the zoo.
And the zoo, the SeaWorld,
Hotel Del.
Airport. We are the cider of San Diego, and we've gotten a ton of support from the community and from Greater San Diego. We can also find us in Orange County and LA and Arizona, but we're San Diego at heart, so we're really excited to be in lots of local retailers.
Well, I love the introduction I got this week. We started off with a San Diego jam, and by the way, anyone who knows nautical nonsense will understand that every one of these names has a knot tied into it.
Tied into it.
You actually did that on Monday when we were talking.
We do love puns here at Bivouac as well.
I didn't call you on it, so I'm glad it came full circle. The Albright pear cider we had on Tuesday. OMG, the orange mango guava. That and Marlin Spike will keep me coming back time after time after time. They are so delicious and flavorful. And I can't use the word sweet because there's a sweetness to them, but it's not like I'm sucking on a Jolly Rancher. It's
right.
Like that fruit sweet you get on the tip of your tongue, and then as it washes back on your palate, it ends so clean and
it's called natural fruit.
It's like
when you peel an orange.
Mic drop. Yeah. This is what it's called. Just don't use fruit extract and then BS sugars to increase your alcohol. Just start with fruit, end with fruit, and enjoy the product.
It's amazing.
All right. Well, I guess it's getting to be about that time where we need to get into our Friday beverage. If you will give me 2 seconds here, the intro is running. I really feel like I need to thank you more so than anything for coming in all week, as Laura, Brooke, and Jamie from Bivouac Ciders have been joining me for our happy hour last call, and I don't want this week to end. It's been such an adventure with you guys, both in the stories and getting to try your products for the first time. I'm 100% in. I mean, where do I line up to get the tattoo? I got room right here.
We love that. We actually love that. We'll actually pay for your tattoo if you want to get it. I'm not kidding. And you want to go today? We'll go.
I mean, depending on how many of these we have.
I mean, you drink enough ciders, and we'll get you tattooed.
It could be. We head to North Park to get some ink after this on a Friday. I just have to explain.
I mean, that's the most San Diego thing we could possibly do. Is get drunk, have a little radio show, listen to great music, and then go get a tattoo.
Stop by, get a couple of those California tacos at your restaurant, and then
yeah, it's done. Let's go.
Over to Avalon we go.
That's right. Embrace your adventure.
All right, before we get into that, let's enjoy this beverage. I love the fact this can is striking. It's in the pint can. It's got the Union Jack on it. Savoy English pub apple cider. Now, you were telling me that during the time of Johnny Appleseed, he was literally planting cider apples, and then Prohibition happened. They cut all those trees down and then didn't really replant them because Americans like their sweet nonsense, and basically just planted eating apples instead of cider apples. And all the UK has all the good cider apples.
Yeah, I don't know if it's nonsense. They also taste delicious, but they're for eating. And so something that makes cider apples unique is their complexity, tannins, malic acid. And it is true, like you said, that we just don't grow a ton of cider apples here in the U.S. So when we were developing our product, we were like, we really knew we wanted to do something that was traditional and that was unique and that was as approachable as beer, but as nuanced as wine, and has tannins and acid and really stands up against food. So we went and sourced these amazing apples. We actually used the Dabinet apple that's widely regarded as the finest cider apple in the world. And Somerset is kind of like the quintessential cider town in the UK. And so we went and sourced this Dabinet cider apple juice from Somerset, England. And actually we took a trip out there and we met like every cider producer from tiny little farm winery to Ballast Point size craft and everything in between. And we went and actually met the farmers that grow our apples. And it's a really nice farm collective of people that are growing apples. And little known fact, like England is the most sustainable place on the planet to grow apples. They don't like irrigate and they don't do a ton of industrial farm practices. They just grow apples because it's the appropriate climate for it. And so while it seems like it's far away, it really is like sourcing the best product and the best place to grow the product. So we got this rad apple from the UK. We brought it over here. We went and had this great experience. So we had to make this can, kind of telling the story and being representative of what we're doing here. So, Bivouac tries to make cider that stands out from other ciders people have had. It's not too sweet. It's not too sour. It's just like a nice, pleasing palate. It has a lot of complexity and goes really well with food, and it tastes just as great around a table as it does at the top of a mountain.
You leave me more speechless with your ciders than I think I have been with a lot of the things I've had on Last Call. It's complexity is, I think I might have overused that word this week, but I mean, that's the best way to describe it, because the flavors you get from your cider, it's not one dimensional. It's not just one side of the apple or just one side of any of the fruit you use. It's got dimension. It's got depth. It's like drinking a cab or drinking an imperial stout and letting it sit out for 10 minutes before you pop the bottle. The flavors just open up. And I was looking, and there's a significant difference in like the haze on this as compared to some of the other ones. And I think you said that's because it's less pear, more straight up apple.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's a ton of stuff that go into fermenting fruit, and over time, colors will change and things will settle. But pear, when it ferments, is just like a lighter color. So this is all apple, so it's a golden color like apples.
I thought this was going to be sweeter, or I thought this was going to be too dry. This is like that perfect balance of the two. This is the unicorn intersection of dryness and flavor and everything that goes along with it.
Yeah, and to be honest, like in San Diego, everybody likes craft beer, and we love craft beer. We love the scene, and we want to be a part of that scene. I'm just kind of on a mission to get people who drink beer to branch out and know that there are other things out there that are fermented, that are delicious, that are complex, that have sort of the mouthfeel or the satisfaction that they're looking for in a beverage, and just try it. I think you'll like it.
Well, with as hot as this summer has been in San Diego, honestly, I would rather reach down and grab one of these than an IPA at any given point. This is like me floating around in my East County backyard above ground pool, just living my best life.
We love to hear that.
All right, now I can only imagine this being an English pub style cider. There's one band to pair with this.
Yeah, well, hello. I can assure you that my cider is better than my accent. But, the inspiration behind this cider was that if you go to London, I used to live in London. If you go to any corner pub in London, you will find cider on draft there. And just as many people drink cider as they do drink beer. And there's just this like quintessential taste, flavor profile that people are looking for. And that's what we're doing with this. It's a little bit drier, a little bit more complex than just like what's the Balmer's or Strongbow. It's the craft version of a Strongbow. So that was kind of like the inspiration behind that. So The Clash, of course, is the only band we would go to. And I would say, hello? Hi, who is this?
I think that's London calling.
Oh, it's London calling. Cheers.
Woo! We did it! We got through it! We made it! It's the weekend! Thank you for being here. Next week, I believe we're going to switch up to a different craft in San Diego with Long Ball. You'll have to tune in for that next week.